welcome to the Stockbridge Cemetery Commission, June 24th, 2025. Woo-hoo. God, 2025 is almost half over. I'm still getting used to the fact that it exists, so.
Agreed.
Okay, so the approval of the minutes, May 27th, 2025. I haven't gotten anything from
I
our.
have one correction.
Oh,
And that is, it said that I would get a picture of the benches.
uh-huh.
Actually, it was a picture of the fence posts. Because when I said at the meeting that I had gone up and I had seen the fence posts being done, Hugh asked that I get a picture. And so it was actually a picture of the posts, not
All
the
right.
benches.
Got it.
We already had pictures of the benches.
So if I make that correction, or if, God bless you, you make that correct, no, I can make the correction.
No,
You got it?
you got it, we have it right here.
Oh, okay. But if we correct that, then we can go ahead and approve it?
I move we approve the May 27 minutes as corrected just now.
I
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right, good. The next thing I want to talk about is the renewal of members. This came up at the select board meeting where it was announced that we had 5 slots open for people. It's really mixed up. We each have certain years that we like, I know your year was up. I think you have no year next to your name at all. So I thought
We can keep it.
you and I are the same year, even though we're, so I thought
I'm
rather.
rather sure we had Peter in for like.
I vaguely feel like I had a year. So what were you looking at to find out our year?
Well, what I want to do is just for us to decide what we want to do with this. And then I can go to Teresa and say, this is how we're doing it. Like you're returning.
It would be good to rotate it.
Absolutely. That's the whole point. But I thought you were a good,
And are they 3-year terms?
yeah.
So,
Much.
yeah, we just.
But you
Figure
just,
out a way to stagger them.
and I think you and I should be staggered because
Yes.
it makes sense for both of us to go off at the same time, which I don't.
And the select board, and how does it work? The select board can reappoint
Yeah,
somebody for another 3 years? And
yeah, yeah.
how does that work? Can
Well,
we?
that you just like you, I already asked Pat to send in something saying, please reappoint me to the cemetery commission.
Good.
And I think that's the only one we need to do, especially if we say that you are 2027.
Sounds fine.
So
It'll be here before we know it.
Next week.
Lord willing that we're here.
Okay.
if we're going to stagger it like that, it's almost like 5-year terms. Who determines the time?
I think this came up with Patrick. Patrick said, yeah, you need to have terms, blah, 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 blah. So we could have 5-year terms.
Because if you've got 5 different people and you want to stagger them one a year.
Well, that makes so much sense, doesn't it? Why don't we do that? All right.
Well,
But I wonder, could that possibly be in the bylaws or like, where is that?
yeah, I don't know where that
Well,
is.
that information, I couldn't even find it anywhere. And it's not on our town website either. So,
All it says is in the bylaws is what the constitution of the committee is.
right, just, it doesn't say how long we go for.
We didn't put that in?
No, we didn't.
I don't think.
No, I wasn't even thinking about it. And it came up like,
It's Article 5 of the
yeah,
the town bylaws. It's not in there.
I don't know. I don't think so. We can make them 3 terms. We can just do years that make sense to us. I think that's, and just get them over to Teresa. Because we don't have 5 openings here, so. And we don't know what's happening with Hugh, and I don't want to say that that's open because we don't know what's happening, so. Do you,
What would you like me to do?
Okay, well, let's put Peter in for 2027. And you would be, let's do another 3 years for you once you get, so that would be 2028? Yeah.
I put 2007, maybe 27. Oh, my goodness. It's almost 2030.
Candace, you and I should switch years or do something. We're not on the same year is what it comes down to. So we're both up next year. I don't know why that happened. I don't think we were totally in control of the moment when it happened, so.
Well, at the moment, I'm not ready to re-up after 2026.
Okay, all right, so we'll make you 2026,
And you just went in for what year?
2028. So I will go in at 2027. So Peter and I will be the same year. Yeah, all right, let's do that.
And what are we doing with Hugh's seat?
Hmm?
What about Hugh's seat?
Well, because we should at least put it in for now, right?
You're absolutely right.
And
You're right.
then if we have to,
He just joined us, so I think we could make that 2029. Oh, God, it's really weird.
is that though, I am looking at the bylaw, which says 3-year terms, like, I don't know if we can just change the bylaw.
Oh, no, we,
The bylaw says it's 3 years.
Yes.
oh, okay, then we do 3-year terms. Well, then he,
1.1, members have 3-year terms staggered so that no more than 2 terms expire in the same calendar year.
okay, all right. So we did do something. Let's,
We're so smart.
because he just started, and he represents the select board, so,
Right.
Well, make that the same as mine then.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking that, yeah.
If I'm almost like I'm new since I'm re-upping.
Right, right.
2028.
Yeah, 2028. So Peter's 2027, Pat's 2028, Hugh is 2028. Actually, probably should put these in different order, sorry. I'm next year. No, I'm not next year. You're next year. Then I'm the year after that, 2027. Pat is 2028, Hugh is 2028. Oh, and Peter and I are on the same year.
Yeah.
Okay, does that make sense?
Does that have 3 people in 1 year?
No, just
No.
2.
Okay.
Oh, we're only doing the 2.
You got that, Candace? I'm totally confused,
I do.
but happy with it. Cool.
All right, so I will give these to Teresa.
If we had 6 members, it would be 2 and.
You're still
Each of the
staying the
3
chair.
years.
So,
Yeah, I
do we need to do anything about our positions?
oh, I don't think so, because
Okay.
we, next year you guys might throw me out or say,
I don't know.
you're right, yeah. You could be a member, but you can't be the chair. All right. All set? Is everybody all set? So there's only 2 of us giving. Candace, you're the only one next year.
Yes.
I can't imagine you not being here, so don't even raise that for me. Things are bad enough in this country.
They are indeed.
Yes.
It's possible I'll be operating in cemeteries, so that's,
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Seriously?
yes, so, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know yet if it's really gonna happen, but that's,
Is it far from here?
Not cool for us.
Right, right.
it's in Central Berkshires.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, all right. So the next thing is the flagpole, and I wanted to show you the tribal flag is up. We put it up yesterday.
Oh, awesome.
So I
The
wanted,
clips just clip to the.
Just- yeah,
the road.
just clip to it, yeah.
That's great.
Oh, that's cool. Well, that's
That's
a good-
beautiful.
great picture.
I know, it really came out well. We met with, well, we'll talk about, we met with Bill and Ian, and I said, do either one of you know how to do this?
Of course I did.
And
They
they,
know everything, of
oh,
course.
they do, yeah. I think it looks really great on there.
Totally.
Something about it, it just.
Oh, excellent.
Tribe now?
Yeah, oh yeah, we got it from the tribe, so they know. I think
Do
that,
they have any reaction?
no, they just gave us I mean, I did it through Rick Wilcox.
Uh-huh.
So he just got the flag from somebody in Wisconsin and
You're
he,
gonna send the picture to Rick or something and.
yeah, I just got it this morning, so yeah, I'll send
Nice
it
picture.
to you guys. And I will send it to you too. I just didn't think it was gonna
Great.
get to you in time.
You ought to have Bonnie Hartley's email address.
I think I do.
Do you?
You probably have it
Yeah, 'cause-
now.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be nice. Apparently Harold is upset about the idea, but I don't think he even knows it's up yet. So he may come in and talk to us at some point. Okay, so we did meet on the vault yesterday, as you heard, where there were two bidders, potential bidders. And they went over the building, like
Oh,
left and right. I mean, it was inside, outside. There seem to be bats in there now. We didn't see any bats, but we saw evidence of bats. So we talked about the various things that have to happen next, like highway department's going to clean out the inside. We have to take away the stones that are in there. We have what, pieces of stones and, and so right now they're going to go into apparently there are 4 bathrooms in the highway department garage that was,
Oh,
well, apparently, I heard this yesterday,
At
that
the transfer station.
at the transfer station, yeah, they originally, there was going to be a conference center there. And then they got rid of the conference center, but they left the bathrooms. So Michael suggested that we put these things in the, hey,
Hey, Denny.
and he suggested that we put all that stone stuff into into one of those bathrooms. However, we do have 3, I think, very valuable wooden carts that used to be used to take, you can see them in the top there.
yes.
They used to use, that's what they would put the coffin on that after winter and take it to where they were going to bury it.
Uh-huh.
So those have to come out as well. So,
And can they be stored indoors somewhere?
well, that's the thing, we're trying to figure out a good place. We're wondering about the hearse building, if we can be locked, because it would certainly be enough room there.
You
The,
said there are 3?
there are 3, yeah. Yeah.
What size are they?
Like,
Big
they're,
enough for a casket?
yeah, like big and like this. And one's got wheels and the other 2 do not. They're just really, really wonderful. One of the things that Ian suggested, and I will try, is to ask if the library would be willing to hold them, maybe even put them on display. I don't know if they've got the space or not. Yeah, I know, that's my feeling too, but I'm gonna ask and see, because that would be a lovely space to have them in.
Many years down the road, they could be in our cemetery museum.
Here we go. That's right, that's right. You can come back and run that.
That was Central Berkshire.
Well, that's
So-
what our hearse house is going to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one possibility.
It's one possibility. We don't know yet. We just know we have to fix it.
Item for the hearse house.
Totally.
I know, they're really there, yeah. The other thing-
That the hearse house can't be locked and we can't put the wooden carts in there.
But maybe it can be off.
It can be locked. I've seen, there's a lock there. It's just open all this time. So I think we need to, I'll talk to Michael about that. Because I think that would be a great place to put them.
Or is there space in the?
Oh, no, actually they did. That's an idea. Because actually Ian said there were wood ticks and, wood ticks, there's,
Oh,
Termites.
no, things that eat wood,
Termites.
termites, yeah. And so he thought they might actually, so they probably need to go somewhere else now that.
so maybe the garage there.
Yeah, we can check in the garage.
Are there really termites in the hearse house?
Well, they're not termites. There's there's something else.
Carpenter ants?
No, it was a wood something. And it eats wood. So, so we probably shouldn't
Do
put them
we
in.
need to have an exterminator come for that?
When we do the house, when we get, we'll,
Doesn't hurt to
They're
wait.
not gonna eat it all up between now and.
no. I think they would have told me, Bill and Ian would have said, you need to do this right now. So, yeah. So, and the other thing they found in there, which I didn't actually see, was a uncarved, what could be a headstone.
Oh,
So it's the shape, but there's nothing on it. And so we were talking about, should we auction it off or whatever? And Michael came up with the idea of actually putting it at the head of, putting it somewhere in the cemetery saying Stockbridge Cemetery.
oh,
So that's something we're not going to do right now, but just something to have in the back of your mind. Do we want to do that? He said, Ian was saying what's wonderful about it is it's never been an acid rain. It's absolutely.
So it's marble.
pure- It's marble and it's
It's
pure,
marble.
it's pure white.
wow.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. So the idea of, once Michael said that, I thought, I think that would be kind of fun to have it somewhere in the cemetery. Yeah.
Right, we should keep it, not.
I think we should keep it. Yeah. But all right. So the 2 men who are going to be bidding have 2 weeks to do it. So we'll see what comes up. And as you know, if we can do it under 50,000, we can just go ahead and do it. After above 50,000, we'll have to go and do this. So we'll see.
What's the status of the Hearst House potential, getting on that same sort of?
That's going to happen
schedule?
this fall. I told them, both Bill and Ian yesterday, we have to have some progress on that before the CPC meeting.
Yes.
And they said, no problem. So they're going to do something similar in the fall. And he said, at that point, you'll know, they said, then we'll know how much it's going to cost.
Great.
So we can, that'll help us a lot.
Excellent.
So we'll be able to report back that we've done this.
Yes, that's fabulous.
All right, Sedgwick burial cards.
I apologize, I did not reach out to, Arthur. What I can tell you is there's about 3 to 4 inches of cards in our card files, of the Sedgwick lot. And, Terry, initially, if there's a new card needed, Terry will type that up. But she is not doing any other work with those particular cards.
Mhm.
So who's ever doing the burials, I presume, is the one updating the cards.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it is,
So the issue is, it's not really our issue, because it's a private nonprofit cemetery within the Stockbridge Municipal Cemetery.
right.
But town clerk is keeping the cards at the moment.
Can I raise a question? My family's buried in the choke plot. Is that also a private
Nonprofit?
entity within the Stockbridge graveyard?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer.
I thought it was private.
Yeah.
I thought it was private.
How would you one determine that?
I would go ask Terry.
Terry would know.
Terry Mealy. Yeah, I think she'd know. Yeah.
I bet the GIS, I bet the town GIS system would tell us.
Yeah,
what
that's
that
right.
plot is.
That's right. Yeah, you could look it up on the GIS system as well.
It doesn't show up as a separate
It
lot.
doesn't, no.
The Sedgwick lot shows up as separate,
Yeah.
but not the Shope lot.
On property,
On property assessors maps, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, I do think if we're going to follow the same thing we did with St. Joseph's, we should probably return those,
Yeah.
get those cards out of here.
We
Yeah.
don't have any responsibility for them.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, if we don't own
we don't.
property.
We don't own it. We don't even take care of it. I keep asking about that, are we mowing the lawn? No, we're not. We're not doing any of the things there. So would you be willing to now? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't.
That's all right. So the next thing is my tours. Do you remember how Patrick said we should, I should just be in charge of saying yes to tours or saying no to tours? Well, now I'm offering to give 2 tours, one July 18th and one August 16th. And I guess I was sort of hoping that we could just approve that and not make me fill out the form.
Totally.
Okay, good.
Could I ask, I don't have a copy of your agenda and I'm deaf, so I don't know what you just said. Could you say?
Why are you here, actually? Are you just watching the
Well,
meeting?
My mother died, my father died in December. And my mother died 2 years ago, and I went through the process of getting a stone made and having it, installed and through that process, it's in the choke plot. And when I looked at your agenda online, I thought I saw a couple of questions that I would be interested in as a member of the public, really.
Okay,
But I should identify myself. I'm Denny Alsop, and I live at 3 Main Street.
that's fine.
And then I'd like to make a comment at the end of the session about something that I'm working on, which I think relates to
Okay.
the wonderful work that this committee has done and is doing. So,
Okay, so what I was talking is I'm the person, if people want to give tours, in the cemetery, they have to fill out a form and I'm the one who passes on it. But I'm the one who's giving the tours this year. I'm doing 2 tours this year of the cemetery. So I want the commission to just tell me, yes, we approve of it.
Yes, we approve of that.
Thank you. Now I don't have to fill out the form.
But I'm curious, who requested the tours?
The first one was the Council on Aging
Oh,
here,
okay,
and the second one I'm doing for the library.
Awesome.
They're two different tours. So July 18th and August 16th.
What
Okay,
time of day are they?
11 o'clock in the morning. One's on a Friday and one's on a Saturday. I used to do them at 4 and the storm clouds would come up and we didn't know if it was going to rain. I'm not doing that anymore. We're doing it at 11 o'clock. And, okay, so Rich Atwood, we had agreed that he could do $1,000 worth of work, removing some of those things. He doesn't want to do it without Hugh there. He won't get as much done. So we're just going to have to wait on that one. So keep an eye on the situation and that's all we can do.
So this is about the removal of some of the shrubs that we identified when we
Yes.
did the walk
Yes,
2 months ago or so.
yes, yeah,
Okay,
excellent.
so they're going to continue to grow.
Yes, exactly, exactly it. Chesterwood has got an exhibit of climate change and they've wrapped certain trees and they're saying how old they are. So
Oh,
you walk through and they have other things there too, but this is one of the things they're doing. And I ran into a hemlock that's 150 years old and
oh, beautiful.
it's huge. If we let those things go, they would be the size of small buildings. It's just,
It's like some of the ones up on Laurel Hill Park that are growing right out of the rock. I mean, literally out of the
Amazing.
rock, and they are very old.
yeah. All right, so the next thing is this idea of tree planting. And as I sent you the email, there's a woman who wants to put up a tree. I think in this case, it doesn't have to be any specific place because the ashes are not going to be here. They're going to be down in Virginia, but they just want a place they can go and visit.
So this was to have a tree for somebody who has relatives here,
Yes,
but,
yeah, they live in Stockbridge, yeah.
okay.
And you said you knew somebody who also wanted to do
I
something.
know somebody else who would like to have a shrub or a tree near their spot.
Yeah,
But that's different. So those are sort of two different kinds of situations, depending on what the definition of near
It's
is.
an overall strategy for us to identify where we want to put some plants. Because I think we could have plants generally throughout the cemetery where we don't currently have anything.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, you had mentioned that it would just be, like, we don't want to fill in that whole center area, for example, and have it look like,
Right,
and
Long Island.
yes. And so,
Islands.
Yeah.
so maybe this could be worked in with that. And I don't know, like, do these people want to give money? And if they do, is that workable with the town and all those kind of bureaucratic
Right,
questions?
right. It does raise a lot of questions. But I was thinking if you want this tree, you should pay for it and you should pay, Now you did see Lisa's answer though. She's a little concerned about the amount of effort it would take, but also.
But a tree is maybe different than a shrub, it strikes me, particularly if it's like a deciduous tree, I guess, that,
Right.
I mean, I guess she mentioned leaves, but.
Yeah, but they've got leaves now. And
Yeah, that comes with the territory.
yeah.
It might be that she could give us a recommendation of location where it would be best to put it.
Right. Well, that would be true for the woman who wants to just put one in anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
But for your person, they want to put it right near.
Probably near their loved one.
Yeah.
And where is do we know where the person's plot is?
I think it's in the active area, somewhere against the.
Well, that one's harder.
That is harder.
Unless we
But they-
designate, this is an area where we want to put some plants. This is our little island right in this
Yeah.
location here.
I think we should, I like that idea so much.
I agree with that for the center. I'm just wondering about that area where they're putting in stones now, just because there's all those trees right along the border. It almost strikes me it doesn't really need.
It's not about, it's about making it prettier. It's really about adding beauty into the landscape.
Well, I agree with that, but I'm just wondering, is it really going to add much, given that there's a whole row of trees like 10 feet away?
Doesn't need to be a tree. It could be a beautiful shrub with some perennials.
Shrub could be good.
Yeah, I think in the case of the person I think a shrub makes more sense.
Yep.
Are they willing to pay for it? I mean, that's the thing. I want them to pay for this because we're going to have to end up taking care of it. But she's been talking about certain trees that she thinks we should put in. Lisa has been talking about that. So I think that if we go back and say, this woman who just wants to have a tree somewhere, can't we make one of those the trees that Lisa's been talking about putting in?
And I don't know, maybe we could sort of not get involved with the town if we designated a spot and I don't know if maybe if Lisa supervised so that, it was done according to our
I think,
practices. And then the people just pay for the company that's going to put it in or whatever.
yeah, does that make sense to you guys? Yeah, I don't think we need to get the town involved.
Yeah, it's like-
It's just, it's kind of up to us,
Right. I mean, we're talking about doing some plantings already ourselves, but I guess not
Exactly.
through town money, but,
Right.
we can also do it if we,
But don't we want to know if somebody wants a tree, if they're gonna, provide $200 towards the tree, I mean, or whatever we decide?
I think they should actually pay for the tree itself
yeah, totally.
and pay for whoever's going to put it in. I mean, they basically,
So we don't have a method yet for that.
No, we don't.
So this is new.
We don't have a policy.
Right,
we don't have,
we need to,
And speaking of a policy, I mean, the one thing that then occurs to me is, well, then now we're setting a precedent. So what if 10 more people come in and say, well, we want trees too? So
that's why we should identify spaces.
yeah, I think we have to.
maybe we can say, sorry, we don't have any more spaces. We had
You guys
some,
Need a policy.
yeah.
Yeah, we really do. So, what do we want to come back and do that next month? I think that would be good. All right.
I forget, is Lisa on vacation indefinitely? I forget what she said.
I know. I was riding my bike. No, she's coming back. She is coming back. Yeah.
But maybe we could get her guidance.
Who's the chair?
I'm the chair.
Oh, yes. May I speak?
Not just yet.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not just yet.
Oh, okay, but I want to speak pertinent to this point.
Okay.
Yes. A few years ago, a relative of mine, a church relative, came down to Naumkeag after a large gift was made, and wanted to be part of the landscaping effort at Naumkeag. And he was told no. So he came down to the choke plot and cut down a large section of the hedge, which had been planted at a cost of $8,000, cut down apple trees, and just left everything there. And so
You mean within the cemetery?
in the cemetery, did this in the choke plot.
When was this? When did this happen?
I would say this was probably 6 or 7 years ago. And so the family called me because I live next door and asked me to clean up the mess inside the choke plot. And it took 2 days. Yeah, hi, Mike. It took 2 days to do it and cost me quite a lot of money. And so I'm aware that obviously the family had made a policy that trees were okay in there without considering the long-term costs and repercussions of whatever needed to be done in the long run. And that's why I suggested a policy.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do,
Would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Just as a member of the public.
No, we're going to do a policy. I guess what I'm wondering is, should somebody make an attempt at it?
Yeah, I'm happy to.
God bless you. All right. Thank you, Candace. All right. And then the last thing is, our next meeting, before we talk to Denny, our next meeting, I'd like to make it 1 week later than usual. We would normally be doing it on the 24th. But I am going into the hospital for my regular treatment. And I'm often very tired the next day. So it's always a Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to be very tired. So, it's good if I just don't have to do much that day. So I'd like to just wait till the 29th.
Yeah, July 29, yep.
Okay.
It's in my calendar already.
All right, now, go ahead.
Okay, essentially, I just introduced the story that I wanted to tell you. And to thank this committee for the wonderful work that you've been doing.
Well, thank you.
And to emphasize how deeply it's appreciated by people in the community.
Oh,
And so thank you. That's because sometimes I think you operate in a vacuum and yet you're doing things which are really important.
you.
And I notice them, and I think and other people do.
Well, that's
So I
good.
just wanted to bring you that.
Well, thank you. That's very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
And apropos of the Chote Plata, I'm looking at the GIS map and it confirms what Candace said, which is that it doesn't appear that the Chote Plot is privately owned by the Chote family or anything. It appears that it's part of the Stockbridge Cemetery, in which case, like now under our regulations, there's no way people should be in there cutting or putting things
Right.
in.
Right.
Our permission is needed for anything that happens.
And how would I have known if I hadn't come and inquired it? So,
Well, yeah, and this was all before Karen was our excellent chair and we've got
Right.
regulations now and we're organized.
and I have noticed that.
Thank you very much. No, there was almost no activity 6 or 7 years ago
Right,
from this commission just
Yeah.
didn't, we didn't even meet.
it just happened.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. we
And I
didn't-
think what I'm reporting is something from the time before your chairmanship.
Yes,
And I appreciate very much what you guys are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I'm gonna take off now.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to let the board know that as far as the mausoleum, we're doing the clean out today.
Oh,
So
wow.
just, yeah,
Okay.
with the hot weather, the next 2 mornings, it's a good activity to just
Oh,
get that stuff
okay,
cleaned out. Can't go as a board, but individually, if you want to stop, see, I know you saw it yesterday,
Yeah,
if you
but
want
I
to stop and
don't-
see
yeah.
Okay.
what's in there, we'll be moving it down to the highway. We're gonna put it in we're gonna use probably one of the extra bathrooms we have. as I talked
And that would be
about.
for the wooden pieces as
I
well?
don't know about the wooden, but
Yeah, I'm not
we're
sure.
gonna find spots that are where they won't get hit or anything else. So
Yeah.
they'll be moved down to the highway
Okay, all right.
and stored there until the project's done. But for probably the next few hours, we're gonna be working on cleaning out that building. So if you happen to want to come over, I don't know if you guys have even seen what's inside of it, but you're welcome to stop over and take a peek.
Okay.
I'm heading down there myself right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Because they
Oh.
had a couple questions.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna go down there and just direct.
Hopefully it's cool inside there anyway.
No, it was actually
Puppy, wasn't it?
stale.
Stale,
I would
that's
say,
what it is,
that-
yeah,
that
it's
There's
stale.
not good, there's no airflow in it. So,
Right,
yeah,
right.
it's interesting. And then let's keep our fingers crossed about the bids and the rest and
Yes, oh, I really
There.
love to see that in good shape. I'd
Yeah,
love to see.
yeah.
good shape, so.
Thank you for your oversight, Mike.
Thank
no
you.
problem.
Oh, well, there is actually one thing I totally forgot, which is the backup, it's not on our list, so let's hope the ethics committee doesn't come down on us. The backup spreadsheet that we have of the cards. So,
That you shared with us.
yes, that I shared with you. Yeah, yes, I think I did share it with you. There's been some back and forth about who's doing what with the cards. And here's what it comes down to. Terry does the front of the cards. This is not the spreadsheet, the cards that we keep that are that is our major focus. And then Rich or his wife does the back where they draw in right. So that's going to continue. And I stopped and talked to Terry on my way in. And she's going to update the cards themselves because there's nothing on the back of the cards. It's just putting people's names in the spreadsheet. They're going to update.
Spreadsheet.
Right,
Okay.
sorry, I probably used with the word cards. No, so she's going to update the spreadsheet. And my biggest concern was we want people to be able to look at it, but not change it except for Terry. She said nobody can change stuff on the website. It's going to be on, we would like to put it on the website. So I am going to talk to Teresa about this next part. I say it was confusing because for a while there I was getting emails saying, no,
Do it.
Rich Atwood does it, blah, blah, blah. So I think it's all going to work out by next time. I'm hoping to have it all worked out, but make a note about that.
Yes, I see you emailed us about that on June 18th.
Yeah.
I confess, I did not study at the time, so
I looked at it this morning.
quite excited.
Candace, are you going to be sending out reminders?
Yeah, I just really. with-
Oh, yeah, right. Yes, that's also another thing, right?
That's right, yes, and I,
So, yes, we do have a few volunteers lined up. I can't remember if they're for both days or just Friday or Saturday.
okay,
We're still slated, and I will send out another message this afternoon to everybody.
that's great, yeah.
What
And,
are the hours?
it's like 9 to noon.
Mhm.
Good.
And-
Ian is coming over beforehand. He's also coming that day, but he's
Okay.
coming over beforehand to mark the stones that we should be doing.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Does he put flags on them or something?
I don't know what he's
Okay.
gonna mark him in some way. And then he's gonna be there to kind of go over the process one more time with us. And maybe we'll get him, I'm sure he'll do a couple of stones. He can't come on Saturday, but he's gonna come back next week and mark on the
His spreadsheet.
spreadsheet,
Okay.
the big giant spreadsheet, yeah. So he's gonna take care of that, so.
And so right now, it potentially could be raining.
I know.
So I'll keep an eye on the weather, and I guess I'll talk to you or
Yeah.
Ian, or how should we?
Talk to
figure
me and I can
Okay.
always call Ian if it,
out? Okay,
well, we'll make that decision. I know, I looked at it this morning, it looked like it might be a little bit of rain, so I'm hoping
a
not.
little bit of rain, I'm not worried about, but
Yeah. It'll help wash the stones. All right. so-
Acid wash, but.
All right, I think we're done.
I have an update. Since I had not heard back from Alan Williams
Yeah,
at Chester Granite, I did reach out to him. I also asked him about a picture about the fence post. And he replied, he ignored my question about, do you have a picture of the fence post? But he did confirm, because he had not responded to my original email saying, we want to go ahead with the.
yeah, I was wondering about that, yeah.
And, but he confirmed that, yes, he said it's going to be done in the next few weeks.
Oh,
what is it?
This
That's
is
being done?
the first
bench.
bench.
Okay,
Which we do not have to, we are not committed to. So that once it's done and we look at it, and we say, yeah, we like it, that's going to be bench number 1 of the 2.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right, well, I wondered if he had gotten back to you, and it didn't.
And he had never replied to, yes, we want to go ahead with he calls it the model.
The model. Oh,
He calls it a model bench.
Yeah.
So that if we don't take it, it just goes out to his display yard.
Yeah.
and what is his name?
Alan Williams.
It should be easy to remember, huh, Peter?
No relation.
All right, so now I think we're done. Good work, everybody. Thank
I
you.
move we adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.